Real Madrid's new manager is going to have a big problem.
We have agreed that these 2 games are going to be my last 2 games as Bayer Leverkusen coach. We have been talking during...
It's the most unofficial, official news of the summer. Xabi Alonso is all set to become the new head coach of Real Madrid, the dream job for most managers. But once all that smoke clears out, he's got big problems. So, getting into them, what are these problems? How is his formation going to alter the biggest club in the world? And who are the superstar names that might have to leave the club because of Alonso's arrival? Quickly though, do you see that little subscribe button to the channel down below? Well, make sure you click it to get the latest content on videos like this. The most obvious challenge for Alonso from the start is getting the tactics right.
Xabi Alonso. How is he going to play with Real Madrid? People are interested and debating already what kind of formation he's going to use. We saw him play with a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 at Leverkusen and had tremendous success. Really interested to see what he does with the fullbacks as well, because
for his success at Leverkusen, he's expected to go with his trusted 3-4-2-1 setup, and this formation alone poses a lot of problems for Real Madrid from back to front. Using 3 at the back right now seems like a nightmare for Real Madrid.
And somehow they're going to have to defend with a, shall we call it a makeshift defense? I mean, it's all over the place. Most of their big defenders are injured.
This was the case against Barcelona in the 4-3 defeat a couple days back. Look past that result, and that's been the case for large parts of the season. Antonio Rudiger is currently out with a knee injury, and Eder Militao has yet to fully recover from a second ACL injury in 3 years. David Alaba, well, he's rarely fit. Raul Asensio only got into the team off the back of the injury to Militao in the first place. The likes of Tchouaméni and Federico Valverde, even Eduardo Camavinga, all 3 of which are midfielders, have had to play as makeshift options in defense this season. The point here is, if Alonso does decide to go with a back 3, this is already a problem, because Real Madrid struggled with injuries using a back 2. Now, how much more using 3 at the back? We'll get to what the obvious possible solution would be, but down to the other side of defense, and no matter the system, both areas stand out. The fullbacks, or in Alonso's potential 3-4-2-1 system, the wingbacks. It's almost as if when Trent posted this picture back in October, when Liverpool and Leverkusen faced off in the Champions League, both he and Alonso knew they would be moving to Madrid in the summer. It's become a case of when and not if Trent joins Real Madrid, and in this context, the formation balance that is, it's almost a continuation of what he had at Leverkusen. Heck, an upgrade.
Real Madrid, another tactical layer that they haven't had since Marcelo, for example.
Could even argue it's even better. So how is this a continuation then? Well, at Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso's right wing back was Jeremy Frimpong, who, just like Trent Alexander-Arnold, possesses a lot of quality going forward, but defensively has his lapses too. The left wing back slot poses a big issue though.
I think he was probably the greatest defensive left back we've ever had. I don't think anyone was as good as him defensively in that position. Like, he was the Makelele of left backs. Like, nobody could dribble past him. He was a wall.
That's the grade with Ferland Mendy. From being one of the best defensive left backs in the world to falling off so bad, people question if he's been dealing with off-the-pitch stuff this season. As good as he is, you just get the feeling that Fran Garcia might not be a Real Madrid player long term. He looks more like a backup player than an actual starter. The point is, in that position, it's one area that poses a problem for Xabi Alonso, because it's almost certain Real Madrid will have to get a replacement in the transfer window, no matter the system Alonso goes with. The wingbacks were a part of Xabi Alonso's success at Leverkusen. The title-winning season of 2023-2024, Alejandro Grimaldo at left wing-back finished that campaign with 10 goals and 13 assists, and Jeremy Frimpong, well, 9 goals and 7 assists. In total, the 39 goal contributions they had were the highest from fullbacks combined in Europe's top 5 leagues that season, and the only duo that came close to them was Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson with 34 combined. And once you realize Trent is almost certainly going to join Real Madrid, you could see the idea repeating itself. But it's in midfield where there could be a serious revolution. Xabi Alonso's tactics in the 3-4-2-1 system require at least one possessional field general, or simply broken down, a player who can control the tempo of the game, something Real Madrid has lacked this season.
It's Vinicius and Mbappe.
I mean, for me, the biggest problem here is Toni Kroos not being there anymore. Really, I don't think he would solve everything, but certainly he would bring so much.
No matter the system, it's just like the left-back position. This is an area Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid know they have to strengthen in the coming transfer window, but also in midfield, there's more. If he goes with the 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-3, it ultimately leads to having 2 players in central midfield. Then you look at the players Real Madrid has in that position: Jude Bellingham, Eduardo Camavinga, Aurelien Tchouameni, Dani Ceballos, Luka Modric, Federico Valverde, and in a hypothetical situation where 6 are fit and the team plays with 3 midfielders, in the 4-3-3 Real Madrid has operated in for years, or last season's 4-1-3-2, well, this isn't a problem. But with Alonso's tactics, it is. Using just 2 out of 6 midfielders in this position could eventually mean a couple of players have to leave for game time. But even with this, there's a possible solution for one of the players in this list of 6, because if Alonso sticks to his tactics, we could potentially see him return to his best form, and that's Jude Bellingham.
The best position for him is number 10, because he has more possibility and is closest to the opposite.
Carlo Ancelotti talks about Bellingham's best position as being the number 10 role, just behind the striker, and Bellingham himself has confirmed this too, his best position being that free role. With Xabi Alonso, this becomes a huge possibility. Alonso's tactical shape with Leverkusen, at least on paper, uses 2 number 10s just behind the central figure up top. If he keeps this same system, playing Jude Bellingham as one of the 2 10s just adds up. We know how effective he can be in that position. The performances from the 2023-2024 season show this, but Jude would be just one of 2 10s, and the other one is the chance for Xabi Alonso to finally unlock a gem in that Real Madrid team.
Got the crucial goal. He hasn't always had too much of an opportunity in this team, and that's understandable given the quality of the players that are ahead of him. But do you think he made a case potentially to get more minutes?
Yes, but I don't know if those minutes will be coming a ton before the end of the season.
Under Xabi Alonso, those minutes could come now. Arda Güler has always been a talent, no doubting that. But under Carlo Ancelotti, the system and general design of the team meant he had to play out wide in the few games he did manage to start, or come in makeshift roles on occasions for substitute appearances. We saw what Alonso did with Florian Wirtz, a player who was already talented, but Alonso unlocked a new level in his game. Arda Güler fits that description well. He plays on the right-hand side of midfield in this Madrid team, but his actual position is that number 10 role just behind the striker. Imagine having Jude Bellingham and Arda Güler as the 2 main creative forces centrally in the team. That would be incredible. And that leads us to the last position in attack, center forward. Kylian Mbappe is expected to lead the line, and in this team, with this setup, it promises more. The problems with Mbappe have been well documented this season.
It's basic striker movement. It's basic movement ahead of the ball that is not happening from Kylian Mbappe.
But he's not a teenager. 8 times offside in the Clásico was embarrassing, and our colleague...
This too might be a problem with Xabi Alonso. He has on occasion played makeshift options in attack, players like Florian Wirtz, Nathan Tella, and even Jeremy Frimpong occupying the central attacking position for Leverkusen with Alonso. But again, For large parts of the season, he's had his main attacking options in Patrick Schick and Victor Boniface, two out and out number 9s. This is already a problem. And then the big one.
Because Real Madrid always get loads of goals, but there is a transitional period happening at Real Madrid. They're not a good side.
Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, wingers in the system. Where do they play? And how does Alonso fit them into the team? This particular problem is huge, and in the aspect of a possible solution, Xabi Alonso has two options facing him. The first, he either ditches the system entirely and comes up with something new and custom at Real Madrid, which won't entirely be a bad thing. No disrespect to Bayer Leverkusen, but managing Real Madrid is a much bigger task. Xabi Alonso will be well aware of the quality of that team, particularly in midfield and attack, and it might just be a case of him coming up with a different tactical idea that fits the team. Either he does that, or he adjusts his formation slightly. If he does go with wingers, then you could see a future for Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, and Rodrigo. The only problem is that all three are left wingers. Xabi Alonso will need to adjust his formation to either find the right balance for these three, or even be willing to let one or a couple leave. It's his call. Whatever happens though, this summer is set to be huge for Real Madrid. With Xabi Alonso, it's a new era, a new start. They be getting one of the brightest minds in the game, but one thing is for certain. He's got a lot of work to do, and from the start, a lot of problems to solve. So, what do you guys think about Xabi Alonso? Is he that good? Would he have to change tactics just to fit this Real Madrid team? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button on this channel as well.